This is the DJI Osmo Mobile 7P. And this is the Insta360 Flow 2 Plus. Both of these gimbals are providing a ton of value and features, but Insta360 reached out and thought that their version, the Flow 2 Plus, had a little bit more. And after using them, well, I'd have to agree. But they reached out and wanted to sponsor this video to kind of prove the case to you. And well, I'm gonna go through everything you need to know to compare these two to each other. And well, there's definitely a clear winner. Now, when comparing both of these gimbals, well, on the face of it, they both look very similar, and honestly, they are. I mean, gimbals these days have, really advanced to a certain point that a lot of the features are inevitably very similar, but there are still some pretty big differences. And so when comparing them, I think there's a few main ways to do that. There's the features, both in the hardware side and the software side, which is very important in this case. And then there is the price, of course, the value of what you are getting. Now, I'll talk about price and value a little bit more at the end, but just to hit it up front here, first of all, the Insta360 Flow 2 Plus, which is their kind of updated model. This is the one that has the AI tracker, which again, I'll be covering a little bit more. But this comes in at $129 typically, but because of this video and because of the promotions they are having right now, you can actually get it for $109.99, whereas DJI, on the other hand, that comes in at $149. So there's a pretty big difference there, both typically, but also with this sale. But the question is that price difference actually worth it? And we'll cover that as we get through this. Okay, real quick, let's cover the build and hardware that you're getting on either of these products. Because like I said, they are very similar, especially on the face of it, but there are some key differences here. Now the Osmo Mobile 7P has a pretty, substantial build here. It is slightly bigger than the Flow, and it has a few great features. So it's got the clip built in that you can attach to your phone and quickly mount and dismount your device. It will automatically turn on when you unfold it and turn off when you fold it back up. On the bottom, there is a hidden tripod, so you can set it down easily, and inside there's a hidden selfie stick that extends and gives you extra reach and just gives you that better shot. And it has a joystick and different physical buttons, so you can actually control the device without needing to touch a screen if you don't want to. Now the Flow 2 Plus has a lot of the same features here, but just a little bit more with it. So yes, it has the same basic design here where you can unfold it, quickly attach your device, and it has physical controls so you can control your device, and it has that tripod built in as well. But where it's different is that these are actually made of metal, so they're much more substantial, and they're also longer, just feels a lot more sturdy and steady comparing the two of them. And it also has that selfie stick built in as well, so you can extend it out and get that extra reach. But what this has that the DJI doesn't, it has NFC pairing. This lets you take your phone, tap it right to the device, and it will start Insta360's app and put it in pairing mode so you're ready to connect without having to do anything else. You just tap it and you're ready to go. So that's a really nice thing. So from a hardware perspective, like I said, they're very similar. They offer a lot, but the Insta360 does have a bit of an edge on DJI. Plus, Insta360 also offers a bunch of different accessories. For instance, this one for attaching your phone makes it a lot simpler if you have Magsafe. So I use an iPhone. This just attaches through Magsafe, so you don't have to actually clip your phone in. Just a nice way to attach your device. Plus, they have this, which is really cool. This is called the Throw Pod. Basically, it's an extendable tripod and kind of selfie stick as well, but it has a trigger at the bottom, so you can just set it down, and the tripod legs automatically extend super quickly, so you can just set it down and be on your way. This is a really nice product, and it's an accessory that Insta360 sells for the Flow 2 Plus. Now that's on the hardware side, but where I think the differentiation really starts to get even more noticeable is when you move over to this software and what you actually do with each of these gimbals. Again, what they do in general is very similar. They both are able to track different subjects and move very quickly, but one can just do more than the other. Now I mentioned that this is the Flow 2 Plus rather than just the Flow 2. It's kind of their new naming scheme here, but really the reason for that is for this little module here, and DJI has their own version of this as well. And this is what both of these gimbals can use to do subject tracking without needing to use your actual phone's camera. So this is its own independent system that you don't need any other app or anything else for it to work. It can work on its own with the gimbal by itself. And this feature in particular is what makes these gimbals different this year compared to previous years. This, auto tracking is very very useful and very good. And you can use gestures to activate it, like holding up your hand. There's lighting built in so that you know both when it's active and when it's not. And also if you wanted light, you have an LED built in on both of these. But where it starts to differ is in how it's doing that tracking, or what kind of things you can track. So if you're tracking yourself and you're just kind of standing in front of the camera, well, both of these are going to do just fine. They work really, really well. But Insta360 is offering a few different features that take this tracking to kind of the next level. Now, first is that with the app, you're able to track different types of subjects. So not only a single person, but you're also able to track animals. For instance, my dog, he likes to run around, so I can actually track him and it knows that that is my dog. And it can actually track subjects up to 10 meters away, which is pretty far, whereas the Osmo Mobile 7P can only go 3 to 5 meters with that tracking. And importantly, at that 10 meters, you still get gesture control. So like I mentioned, you can control the gimbal with gestures. At 10 meters, you're still able to control the gimbal. That's really nice. And another benefit is that, like I said, if you're just tracking yourself or tracking one person, both of these work great, but the Flow 2 Plus can track multiple people. It can track groups, and it can keep them centered right in the frame. The Osmo Mobile can only track one person at a time. Plus, the Flow 2 Plus has better zooming capabilities in that active track, so it can go 1 to 15 times zoom, whereas DJI can only go from 0.5 to 8 times zoom. So, you know, you get zoom on both of these, but 15 times is significantly more than 18. Obviously, on both of these, that's going to be digital zoom, but if you're looking for zoom and that's important for you, well, the Flow has more options. Plus, in terms of its actual performance, the Flow 2 can actually track significantly faster. So if you have fast-moving subjects that you want to track, maybe you're doing sports or any other type of activity like that, this has that fast action tracking. So you don't have to worry about that part of the shot. It's able to lock on and keep that tracking. Now, aside from tracking, each of the apps that you download, both Insta360s and DJIs, allow you to do different software features in the cameras themselves. So you can, of course, choose different ways of recording, but there's also different effects and different features built into the software that let you just do different things. And this is where I think the Insta360 really shines. And the biggest feature here, there's a ton of them, but the biggest one that I think is very interesting and very useful, especially if you're getting something like this for social media, this product I think would be great for that if you're trying to film TikToks or Instagram Reels or anything like that, and you really want your all-in-one, you know, creation device. So you have your phone, you have your gimbal, all of that stuff. Well, I think this is really great for that. One feature that's built into the software that I think is very helpful is a built-in teleprompter. So you can actually have the words that you are wanting to say up on screen as you are having, you know, a tracking and recording session going. So it's all built into one device. It's features like that that just make using the product more convenient and actually usable for creation, especially if you're doing things like social media. It makes a big difference. And another cool software feature that the Flow has is that you can actually control one device with another device. So if I have my phone connected to the Flow 2 Plus and I'm recording and using the app and everything, I can actually connect a second phone to my phone and control it from a distance. So this is their smartphone remote control. So if you really want to get into the details and make sure you're getting the shot perfect, well, this is how you would do it, and that really could come in handy. So yeah, both of these gimbals offer great stabilization. They're easy to use and mount your device. The apps are really, you know, well functioning and they do what they're supposed to do. But when you're looking at a product like this, if you're in the market, I think what differentiates them is those, you know, unique software features, because the hardware is so similar amongst not only these two, but many other devices like it on the market. Because the hardware is so similar, the software is really where they have to shine. And well, Insta360 is trying to push that as far as they can, and I think they've accomplished that pretty well. With the DJI Osmo Mobile 7P, you get great reliability. It's a brand that you've probably heard of and know. The products are always top notch. It's great if you are mainly the only person going to be using it. Maybe you don't plan on recording different types of scenarios. Maybe it's just for you. Well, that will work great. And the quality is great as well. It's got good stabilization. Everything there functions well. Insta360, on the other hand, is giving you all of those features in the hardware side, but even more, like a better tripod built in. You get accessories like the Magsafe mount, NFC built in, and on the software side, it's where it really shines with better tracking for both single people and groups of people. It can track animals, it can track at a higher speed, so it keeps you in frame. Plus, the app itself is just much higher quality. Plus, on top of all of that, you get a lower price, especially with the deal going on right now. So be sure to check out the link down in the description. Like I said, $109.99 for the Flow 2 Plus. That's an excellent deal. Plus, you can see all the other accessories and everything else Insta360 has available. Insta360 not only has deals on this particular gimbal, but also the Flow 2 Pro and the standard Flow 2. So if you're in the market for a gimbal, right now is the best time to buy. So yeah, like I said, Insta360 thinks they have the best option, and after comparing them, well, they do have a case to be made here. Both of them are great, but if you're in the market for a gimbal, well, those links are probably where you're gonna wanna look.